My name is Sienna Calderon. I have my son, Shy.
So my name is Kay. I go by Kay Andrea, Kay Canna, and I am the queen of cannabis. No, not really. But I like cannabis. I'm not the queen.
Well, I'm the biggest, as you can see, a big, handsome, young man.
What's up? This is Joel Sinaveki, the host of Marketing Made Simple, where we help solopreneurs become scalopreneurs by simplifying the marketing process.
I am Regina Hassan. I am 66 years old. Currently, I'm a managing executive officer for Unlimited Vision's Aftercare. I have been with the organization for 20 years.
What it do, man? It's First Klass. What's up, brother?
What's up? It's May.
What's going on, man? It's Jay Hill, man. It's Jay Hill. Back at it again.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ryan with the Morals Podcast. Who is Ryan Akers? Listen. Really brief, I am a serial entrepreneur. I love and I'm passionate about business, technology, and finance. So when you listen or tune in to the podcast, you will hear all things business, tech, and finance for us, by us, and to help us put this thing into proper perspective.
Hey everybody, so I'm Desiree Klaus. I am first and foremost the founder and creative director of Let's Vamonos, but I am also the wonderful marketing coordinator for Houston Latina Collaborative. I am a jack of all trades, or a Latina of all trades, as you could say. And that's a little bit about me.
Hi y'all, so my name is Connie Leon, and I am the founder and creator of the Houston Latina Collaborative, formerly the Houston Latina Bloggers. In my professional life, I am a director at Houston Community College. I have 2 teenagers, so I like to call myself La Mamá de los Pollitos, means I'm the mom of all the little baby chicks.
The podcast is Legacy Circle Podcast. My son was part of the inspiration. I just wanted to have something that was not only propelling our legacy, but it was also showcasing that it starts with community. I thought of what is it that I want my son to have when he gets older and what actually holds power. And I think community above all holds the most power.
So the name of my podcast is To Whom This May Concern. And it's all things cannabis education, cannabis knowledge, because, Jar, you gonna edit this part out? I've been smoking weed for a long time, okay? I've gotten 2 degrees consuming cannabis. I got my doctorate. I don't like to tell people that, but I'm Dr. K. Canna. It was such this big stigma because I was the person who's like, y'all brain cells are gonna die. And here I am, the biggest advocate of it. Cannabis is like my people, like black people. Y'all have this stigma behind us, and then y'all don't know us, and then when y'all meet us, it's like, oh, we love y'all. And I'm like, I know.
My podcast is the Speak On It podcast, because that's where we come in, and it's a safe space for you to come speak on it. My inspiration for my podcast was just basically going through some serious things in my life and feeling like I didn't have an outlet. So I created this podcast to kind of give people somewhere to come and feel safe to voice their opinion, talk about their past life, things they went through or they may be still going through. Just somewhere where you can come be honest without judgment.
Working at Community Cultivation Network, where we help a plethora of different businesses, from small businesses to already established businesses. And being the head marketer over there, I kept having the same questions that were on the lower side of things, which in my mind I thought was simple, but I'd be going into 30-minute explanations of something that could have been solved for them really quickly. So with the repetition and me having to explain myself for so long, it made me realize that I need to simplify all my knowledge for them for where they are at currently.
The name of my podcast is Pregnant with Purpose. Jasmine Jones. At the time, Jasmine was doing podcasts for her business. I saw a couple of her podcasts and I saw how she did it with such ease. I really liked that. So I just said to her, hey, you think I can do a podcast? And I did that, hoping that she would say, no way. But I asked Jasmine. She said yes.
The name of the podcast is Class in Session with Jay Hill and Nay. I've always been a guy that was bold on my perspective. I thought I was always right, and I want to put it onto the world. This is real talk, you know what I mean? And I wanted people to kind of get at me and trying to feel how I felt about stuff and my perspective. And I think that my auditions with Jay Hill and Nay coming on, they kind of build on my character. They can kind of tell me about their perspectives and kind of sway me their way. And I'm liking that, and that's why I brought them onto the team.
It's gonna be some fighting, y'all.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be no fighting. We all facts over here. You can't fight facts.
Exactly.
You cannot fight facts.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The name of my podcast is Morals. Morals is an acronym. It stands for The Mind of Ryan Akers Live. That was created by one of my friends, and I just thought it was very unique. I wanted it to be something that was specific to me and my brand and myself, and obviously these topics are things that I've thought about. So I know that you probably think about it too.
Our podcast is called the Houston Latina Pulse Podcast. And what inspired the name was the pulse of the Latina community here in Houston. The pulse is also the heartbeat, right? The heartbeat of our community. We wanted to bring that to our community to inspire our fellow Latinas, our fellow Houstonians as well, and just to share that we are a part of the community that is beating constantly. So, yeah.
My podcast is for anyone that just kind of is looking for what it means to work with others and what it looks like to not only be successful in your industry, but what it means to move with impact and intention.
It's for humanity, but it's for the BIPOC community for sure. My BIPOC community, my Black Indigenous people of color, but it's also for those who love cannabis.
People that's a little different, willing to try different things or want to hear different perspectives. You gotta be willing to kind of take it there if you're gonna, deal with this podcast, because we're gonna talk about a lot of different things. It get kind of crazy sometimes.
My podcast is for the solopreneur that doesn't necessarily have the team or the capability to have a full-on marketing consultant, because that is an absolute must-have job in any company. And so trying to empower them to go from solopreneurs to scalopreneurs by empowering them with tools and information.
For people who are 60 plus.
So the Moral Podcast was kind of put together to specifically target the disenfranchised community. All ages can get something out of it. It's very direct. It's very in your face. No holds barred. We're not going to sugarcoat anything for you, but we're definitely going to give you the information that you need, how to implement said information, and then even how to take it to the next level if you want to go forth and prosper in those particular fields. Again, business, finance, and tech.
So the Houston Latina Pulse is really for anyone and everyone in Houston, right? We love to, of course, collaborate and talk to local Latinas, but we are open to speaking and featuring anybody in Houston. We really, really hope that you would gain resources, information, and then motivation in whatever journey, whatever process you are in right now that'll help you move forward and grow, just personally and maybe even professionally.
I think they will gain some insight into what it means to support others and how to create community and connection with others in different industries. And I think really at the grassroots level.
You'll gain a place to feel safe, vulnerable, to be confident in the world, authentically walking into yourself. You'll gain some knowledge, a lot of knowledge about cannabis and how it can help you in your daily life, how it helps others medically, both recreationally, how it is a gateway to health. But more importantly, you're going to be able to choose and learn to choose and have full autonomy over your life.
I definitely believe you're going to gain confidence because I like to speak life into people. You're going to be entertained. You're going to learn something. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to smile. And you're going to leave just feeling full. If your cup is empty or halfway full, when you leave, you're going to be full.
Hopefully the solopreneurs will gain a lot of knowledge, but the most important thing is the fact that it's practical and you can actually put it to use. The plan with the podcast is we're going to break down each step of the marketing process into a full-on season where we're going to break down with already veteran experienced marketers and branders on what they did for that specific phase. Basically going to be a free marketing course, so tune in.
Well, for one thing, hopefully they will be inspired and motivated in finding out that there is life after 60 and people are out there doing things. There are people doing some great things in this seasons of their lives. They are doing some awesome things.
I think realness, authentic. I don't feel like it's one of those podcasts where everybody not gonna get something out of it. I feel like we're gonna talk about politics, we're gonna talk about relationships, we're gonna talk about sports, music. I just feel like you're gonna get a little bit of everything. So just tune in.
So for all the listeners and or viewers out there, why you should listen to me and what you will actually gain, you'll get access directly into business, financial, and tech industries by some of these great thought leaders whom most of you probably never heard of. So it's more of a giving spotlight to those that are out here in the community winning, and then making sure that we give you guys the real information. Take this information, dissect the information, and then implement it if necessary.
So the Houston Latina Pulse is really for anyone and everyone in Houston, right? We love to, of course, collaborate and talk to local Latinas, but we are open to speaking and featuring anybody in Houston. We really, really hope that you would gain resources, information, and then motivation in whatever journey, whatever process you are in right now that'll help you move forward and grow, just personally and maybe even professionally.
Not only do you guys have a great team and staff, but I think just to be able to reach others and it be professional and look great, but also tap into the community that you guys have already created.
Ooh, that's a great question too. I'm so excited because CCN is just like the community, cultivating a community of people, a tribe of like-minded individuals that come together who really build something for the greater good of themselves, their community, humanity. And y'all funny as hell. Like, we can do some things around here.
Man, I'm excited to push CCN forward. I want to do whatever I can to elevate the business, you know what I'm saying, to elevate the brand. You know, if that mean I'm the front runner, cool. If that mean I'm in the background clapping and yelling, that's cool. But we're going to push it. We're trying to cultivate the community, man. It's really going down.
The team, the staff, they have one heck of an editor, the CEO with the leadership, and actually pushing us to be in the right rooms to get those speaking engagements, helping us book our guests. That's actually a whole nother ballgame. The ease and peace of mind knowing I just have to put my list together of who I want on the podcast and they can take care of the rest. That changes everything. Big shout out to the content director because you've been making us look good for real. So shout out to you, Jay.
Being able to reach a broader spectrum of people. I think that's the most exciting thing. People that normally I wouldn't be able to reach out to. Also, being able to work with a team of people who have a primary concern about the community.
I just like being a part of startups. We took a big stand on how it became, where it became, how big it became. So
yeah, for sure, and we can push it forward too. Right, so much. You know what I mean? And I look at it like that too.
So one of the beautiful things of working with CCN and why I'm excited to continue on this process of working with CCN is I love the energy. I love the people behind it. It's Black owned, Black woman owned. I'm definitely champion for that. I love that it's really community based. I love that it's non-biased. And I love that everybody here can just be real and be themselves. I've never been a part of a situation where I felt this clean regarding, podcasting or whatnot. So I'm looking forward to growing with CCN.
So one of the things that I'm most excited about, and I know not just me, but Connie as well, is excited about working with CCN, is the wonderful team. The team is just amazing here. They are very family oriented. They're very supportive. I feel like we can communicate in a way that is like no other. And that's important because when you can communicate with a team like CCN, then you know that you're going to grow and you know that you're going to be able to produce something that is going to create a huge impact. So I think that's one of our favorite parts. And I'm excited because we've been growing with them and we see them growing as well. So, yeah.
My first fear when I first started was just wondering if I even really had a voice. I overcame that just by even starting. And I think we can all learn that we all do have something to say and that it matters regardless of what it is that we're talking about.
That's a great one. Because I'm goofy and I'm funny. And then that don't mean everybody like it. So my fear is like, did I say that or did they like that? Or my fear is that I don't know how to share as much. Sometimes things come out my mouth and I'm like, wait, I didn't mean it like that, but I meant it like that. You know what I mean? But I've conquered their fear to know that, hey, it's a tribe of people out there and they need this too. So a fear, no fear, it's no more. Fuck a fear.
Not giving it my all. You know, if I don't get in front of this camera on this microphone and be brutally honest with myself and the viewers, that's about the most scariest thing. I don't never want to come in here and be scared to speak my truth. You know, I don't never want to let myself down and, you know, shortchange anybody else that may be trying to get something from the podcast.
My biggest fear about making content is making content. I'm not a fan of making content. For some reason, it gives me the heebie-jeebies, causes anxiety. It's definitely something I'm still trying to overcome. Fortunately, I do work at CCN, Community Cultivation Network. So as an employee, you don't have a choice. You're going to be in front of the camera. It's an absolute must.
I used to have a fear, what am I going to look like? What am I going to sound like? I don't have that anymore. I've done enough seasons with the podcast. I guess now I'm just concerned, and I really took care of that talking to God, is, making sure that I stay in the original vein I started in. That was, talking to people who are living out or looking for their God-given purpose. It's still important to me, and I still am excited about that. So my biggest fear is getting away from that. Looking around at all the other podcasts, and there are a lot of podcasts now with CCN. So looking around at other podcasts and thinking, oh, should I be doing that? Or maybe I should be doing that. Oh, when I'm doing it, and God just brought me right back and said, hey, go back to basics, God is still the main thing. And so that's how I'm back.
Not actually being able to get it done, or like one of us having a miss and different things like that.
Like I said, it ain't necessarily the content that's scary. It's just like you said, can we get it done? Can we get it done efficiently? Time management efficiently.
Being on time and making sure we meeting up at least one time a week to make sure we get our side done. Sure. I think other than that, we're going to be successful, and I'm ready for it. I don't really have fears like that, but it's up though. I think it's up.
So if I had some fears about making content, I would say that it's just being yourself. Really and truly, I don't have a fear about making content because I'm aware enough to know that everything is not for everybody. So I'm not here to try to please everybody's palate. I just want to be myself and be the most authentic person I can. And those that like it and those that are rocking with it, I'm here for it.
Some of my fears about making content, I think at the beginning when I first started this journey over 15 years ago, was not being myself and things being so curated and so perfect that people would not really know who I am, right? I am not perfect and proper or prim ever. And so for me, that was one of the biggest fears, was not being my authentic self. And the way I overcame that was just being myself, whether online or in person. People are going to know you. People are going to get to know you. You're not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. But once you really just start living in who you are and who you truly want to be and become, that fear goes away. You realize that there is a community for you. You are somebody's cup of tea out there.
Hi, my name is Sienna. I'm the host of the Legacy Circle podcast.
My name is K Canna, aka Dr. K Canna, and I am the host of To Whom This May Concern.
And you're rocking with the biggest from the Speak On It podcast, your baby mama's favorite content creator.
I am Joel Sindavega Kiteki, host of Marketing Made Simple.
Regina Hassan, host of Pregnant with Purpose podcast.
My name is Ryan Akers, host of the Morals podcast.
My name is Desiree.
And I'm Connie.
And we're the hosts of the Houston Latina Pulse.
It's your girl, Nay, with the Class in Session podcast.
Hey, what up, man? It's Jay Hill, man. Class in Session podcast.
Yes, sir. It's your boy, First Klass, man. Catch us on all podcast platforms. It's your boy.
You can catch us on all podcast platforms.
And you can catch us on all podcast platforms.
You can catch me on all podcast platforms.
And you can catch us on all podcast platforms.
You can catch us on all podcast platforms.
And you can catch us on all podcast platforms.
And you can catch us on all podcast platforms.
Bye. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye. Say bye, Shay.
Why you take your shoe off, Shay?